All right, welcome back. We got our weekly stock market update. The market's having a nice recovery from its recent lows a couple of weeks ago. So taking a look here at the weekly heat map, we can see lots of green on the screen. Tesla up 17%, Amazon up 7%, Meta 8%, Netflix killing it, all-time highs, up 14%, Palantir up 19%, Google and Microsoft up 5%. You got Apple and Nvidia up 6%, and the semiconductors having a nice bounce back here as well. Some of the laggards, UNH continues to just keep getting sold off each week, and some of the communication names here are down as well on the week. When we look at the ETFs, the S&P 500 was up 4% this week. The Nasdaq was up 5%, 5.5%. You've got commodities pretty flat this week. Currencies and Bitcoin green this week, and the bond market looks flat, but it actually had a nice recovery this week. And the crypto market very green as well this week. Bitcoin up 12% on the week. So let's quickly look at some of these individual names. There really wasn't a whole lot of news to discuss this week. There wasn't any major developments with tariffs. Not a whole lot of economic data. Pretty muted week news-wise. But we're looking at the Nasdaq here. We're looking at the daily chart. We've got a few nice days here, few nice weeks to get us back into this box. Now this box is the Liberation Day gap. So we started here, Liberation Day, shot down, came back up, pulled back, and now we're back into this trading range for the Nasdaq. If we look at some of the other indexes like the S&P 500, we're just at the beginning of that gap for the Liberation Day on April 2nd. The Dow Jones has yet to get up there for the April 2nd Liberation Day. And then the Russell 2000 also is working its way towards it. So I think this will be an interesting point of interest for the markets because nothing has really changed on the whole tariff front. So if we get back to these prices, nothing's really changed. To me, I would think that we would sell off a little bit more, but I'm not here to make predictions. I'm just here to prepare. So for me, if I'm feeling FOMO, I'm not super anxious to buy right now after we've made a nice move back up. Let's see, S&P 500, what's the move from our recent lows? Yeah, we're up 15% from our lows. So we've made a quick 15% increase. And to me, there hasn't been any fundamental change in news other than the potential of this administration walking back some of the aggressive tariffs. But we still haven't seen any deals put in place. We've just seen the tune soften a little bit. So if we get some deals and things do indeed get better on the tariff news, then that would be the catalyst, in my opinion, to get us up here and then push back through the box and maybe work our way back up towards all-time highs. But you know, when we were at all-time highs, this was when there was no tariffs, nothing at all, no friction for these businesses, no adjustments that they need to make. So for us to get back up here, things would have to improve. Because we do have the added friction and the adjustments that these businesses need to make. So that's what I'm looking out for these next couple of weeks. Can we get through this Liberation Day gap? And what would be the reason to push us through there? All right, let's take a look at crude oil. Not doing a whole lot here. Again, big drop here, and we're just kind of recovering a little bit from the big sell-off from the Liberation Day. Gold, we had our new all-time high at 3,500 this week, and we're pulling back from that. Typically, we've seen that with gold. It reach an all-time high, little sell-off, and then it'll rebuild, all-time high, sell-off, rebuild, all-time high, sell-off. So we'll see if that trend will continue here for gold. And let's look at the dollar. Still hanging out here on its lows. Still pretty weak for the dollar. And volatility. This has been a nice move to the downside for volatility. So I am not a big buyer right now. I want to be buying when we are in above this green box. Any higher, I'm buying. If we're in the 60s, I'm chopping limbs off to go sell to buy something, because those are typically great panic points for the market when you can get dislocation in prices, and that's when I want to be much more aggressive. But right here, when volatility is down underneath this green box, I will only buy in some individual names when I see fit. Anything else to look at? We'll take a look at a couple of names. Nvidia. We've talked about this before. We're in a clear downtrend on Nvidia. Now we'll see if we can break through this downtrend and stop making these lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. So we'll see if we've got enough energy to start making our way back up and make new highs, higher high, higher high, higher lows, make our way back up. We'll see. We've been here before and we've been rejected. Now maybe we can break through here. Amazon, similar kind of deal. It just looks very clear on Nvidia where we've tested those lower highs and keep getting rejected. Let's take a look at a couple other names. Palantir. Now this one very strong, up from 66 from its lows, almost a quick double here in just 1 month. You could have doubled your money on Palantir if you bought at the beginning of the month. Apple, oops, get rid of the magic marker. Apple, again, nice recovery here, but we're still in a clear downtrend. We've got a high here, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Do we push through? We will wait and see. Some other names to look at. Let's look at Meta. Same story here. We can draw a little line. We're in a downtrend. Can we break through, or do we get rejected? Pretty similar theme here for the markets. What is this here? SMH, same thing. Downtrend. Do we have enough to break through? Wait and see. Uber's another name I'm looking at very hard, but I don't want to buy here. Like I don't want to buy here. I'll buy here. I'll buy here. So if we can get a pullback on Uber, I'm looking to start a position. I really want to get it under 60 bucks if we can get there. A lot of hype with Robotaxi and Waymo. Waymo's weekly paid rides is over 250,000 per week, which is a huge increase. They're growing like wildfire, and I think that's where you're seeing some money flow into Tesla due to the hype around Robotaxi and what that's going to look like. But we've been rejected here at this 290 level a few times, and we've been bought up at this 220 level. So we're just clearly trading in this range here from 280 to 220, bouncing up and down, bouncing up and down. So eventually this will break one way or another. Can we break to the upside? Let's get the magic marker out. I think this is another clear, you could use this as an analogy for the market. Do we have enough energy to break our way back to the upside, or do things not change and we break our way to the downside? We'll have to wait and see. A couple other names I want to look at. Let's take a look at Google. Same thing here. We're in a downtrend. Oops, come on now. We're in a downtrend. Do we have enough to break out? Wait and see. Where's Microsoft? Microsoft, same thing here. In a downtrend. Do we have enough to get through and get back above? Let's take a look at Netflix, because this is a nice looking chart. This is what we want to see. I'm definitely not a buyer here, but we get a nice pullback. Maybe I'll think about it, but I don't know if there's room in my portfolio for Netflix. So that's about it. So a nice recovery for a lot of stocks, a lot of names, and the markets in general. We will see what next week has to bring. We do have more earnings next week. I think we have Amazon. I think we have Apple next week. We might have Microsoft next week. And then we do have the Fed meeting in 2 weeks. So those are the next big catalysts to move around some of these names. And obviously, we're at the mercy of the Twitter machine and the tariff news. So I'll keep you guys all up to date on that. Have a great weekend, and peace out.